Welcome to this episode of Ask an Ivy. I'm Matt Ivey.
And I'm Mark Ivey.
We have a few questions from some of our buyers that we're going to answer for you today.
What factors are affecting current home prices?
You know, there are several things that go into what makes up the cost of a home and what's driving pricing right now. A big factor that we're seeing is new regulations that we're having to deal with and comply with on the development side. So the finished lot price is up considerably. I would say if you went back over the last 5 years, you've probably seen about a 20% increase just in the lot price alone. And of course that affects the price of the home, because that's the first thing that goes in is that lot price. Now, in addition to some of the development costs that we're seeing, material and labor make up the bulk of what's left. And so the labor side is very tight right now. So in order for a lot of our subs to find employees they're looking for, you're starting to see a push on labor pricing going up as well. And materials kind of ebb and flow. It kind of depends on what's going on that particular time. There's some seasonality to that, but a couple of things that we're seeing is on the lumber side is going up quite a bit. There's been a lot of talk about the tariff on Canadian lumber, which has pushed our lumber pricing up. And so that's had a pretty big impact. Other things that we see that are seasonal would be things like shingles. You know, obviously with the hurricanes that came through, sometimes you'll see a spike associated with that. But materials is one that's been kind of a steady climb over the last couple of years. Labor tends to kind of ebb and flow a little bit, but we're definitely seeing some spikes in labor as well.
You know, one of the biggest challenges we have in the home building industry is labor. There's just not enough talent pool in the market to meet the demand that we have in new home construction, or any construction for that matter. If you go to the job sites and begin to look, you don't see a whole lot of young people pursuing any of the trades, and we've got to figure out as an industry how do we correct that. But I'd also add to what Matt said on the development side. We're seeing a lot of material increases on development, from PVC pipe to storm drain pipe, precast manholes. Believe it or not, asphalt has been fairly steady, but some of the new regulations that require a different road construction has really driven costs pretty high. And that's one of our biggest challenges now, is how do we overcome some of the cost increases that are occurring on the development side to begin to bring pricing back in line.
All right, guys, that's the end of this episode of Ask an Ivy. If you have any questions, send your questions to askanivy@ivygroup.com, or use the hashtag AskAnIvy on social media. Look forward to next time.